conversation with Anish Shah, the MD and CEO of M&M Group. Thank you very much, sir, for talking to us on Money Control. Let me begin by, what you've picked up on your interactions here at Davos. What's the confidence and sentiment among global CEOs as well as Indian CEOs?
So the sentiment around CEOs is much better than what I had expected, frankly. Last year at Davos, there was a lot of apprehension. This year, there is a reasonable degree of positivity. I wouldn't quite say optimism, but at least neutral. And around India, the sentiment is amazing. We've seen a significant change over the last few years. And I think a number of actions that the government has driven in terms of ease of business. India is starting to become the destination for people to consider and for them to come in and invest. So that's a very positive step.
Are elections top of mind for many CEOs this year?
Elections, there's always a question on elections, as will always be the case. But I think what people are focusing on more is the economic outlook for India. And the fact that if we can really focus on economics as a country, there is a huge potential for folks to come in and invest.
Right. As far as private capex is concerned, investment plans are concerned, tell us about M&M Group's, Mahindra Group's plans for 2024. Where will you be doubling down and what new areas are you looking at?
So we started 24 with doubling our capacity in the auto business, which is a journey we began about 2 years ago, and we're just concluding that now. We're looking at launching our electric vehicles. We have talked about our 5 born electric SUVs starting December this year. We are on track, probably slightly ahead of track. And these are fantastic cars. I've driven 3 of them, and they're just amazing. So I'm looking forward to having them on the roads.
And what if Tesla makes an entry? Are you prepared to compete with them?
I feel that we will beat all competitors. We have done that with our current models. And there have been numerous instances over the years where M&M was written off. But if you just look at the success that we've seen with the Thar, the Scorpio N, the XUV700, the Bolero, this is in the face of all global car makers being here. So I would give a tremendous amount of credit to our teams who've developed these cars in India, research is in India. The production obviously is here as well. And we've got Indian cars today that are the best in the world.
In terms of, you spoke about EVs and cars, but I also wanted to get your thoughts on the rural business, how the rural sentiment is looking like. Because when we spoke to Apollo Tyres today, Neeraj Kanwar said that, Q3 was bad because demand was weak in trucks, which sort of had an effect on tires. What trends are you seeing there? Will the demand, sort of improve in the coming quarter?
So if you look at rural over a slightly longer time frame, over the last 3 years, there is a significantly bigger market than there was 3 years ago. And if you look at the compounding growth rate, it's a fairly good one. This year we had expected would be a softer one for tractors in particular. We had initially anticipated sort of a flat to a low single digit growth. We are at this point looking at maybe a flat to a low single digit negative growth. So not significantly off. And this is sort of a part of the industry as we've seen high growth in a couple of years. We're now catching up. So nothing that concerns us at this point in time. The industry is still at a fairly solid level, and it's a good foundation for growing in future. Farm income is not been impacted by a whole lot. Yes, there has been some impact from monsoons, but I wouldn't really look at that as something that's concerning.
Right. And what's your view on the pace of EV adoption in India? Are we close to the targets that we wanted to see? What do you make of the pace so far?
You're saying about the pace of EV adoption?
Yeah.
I think India is at this point slower than the rest of at least a few countries around the world. And there are multiple aspects to it, but India has always caught up and leapfrogged. And that's where, again, with the EVs that we are bringing up, we feel very confident that we're going to be able to leapfrog. We're looking at 30% of our EV, of our entire production being electric vehicle in the next 3 to 4 years by F27, and looking at 50% by F30. So we hope to make 1 million electric vehicles in India by fiscal 30.
Wow. So M&M, you're also launching EV cars at a lower price point, I think 15 to 16 lakh. Is there a market given the trials and challenges of recharging?
So price points is something that we haven't finalized as yet for a Born Electric portfolio. All I can say at this point is that it will be attractive. Yes, there are always going to be challenges in a new industry when you need infrastructure. Our feeling is that initially people who can charge at home will be consumers for electric cars. And then as you build a critical mass, infrastructure will start coming in at a faster pace as well. And that opens up the market for everyone.
You had also undertaken a rejig, I think, of 8 subsidiaries in the group. How far are you in that journey?
So we've completed our cleanup. We've got our businesses growing at a very rapid pace. We've set a high bar for our growth gems, which is a 5x growth in the next 5 to 7 years. And we've got businesses geared up for that challenge and starting to deliver on it.
Which brings me to my next question. How many of those growth gems can we see being listed? How many of them will be public companies, and which one of them will be the first to go to BSE or NSE?
So 3 of them are listed already, and those are ones we would hope to grow 5x from here. Others will grow as well, and I would look at Excello as a company that's focused on decarbonizing the auto industry, being ahead in terms of getting to an IPO, and there will be others behind that as well. We have, as an aside, listed India's largest renewables InvIT just earlier this week. And that is going to essentially help our renewables business grow at a very rapid pace.
You also have a new CEO now for Tech Mahindra. So what potential do you see as far as IT is concerned?
So we've got a great CEO now. We've got a fantastic team at Tech Mahindra. And we're feeling very good about the path forward for TechM. There have been some struggles in the past, but there also has been a very significant reorganization within the company. And the company is poised to go forward and really perform and outperform the industry.
What plans do you have for the aerospace and defense sector, sir, since you have a Mahindra Aerospace?
So we built a very good business in aerospace, and we are today a tier 1 supplier for the top aerospace companies around the world. It's a business that is a long lead time business because you got to build parts where you can trust that the manufacturing capabilities are extremely high, the precision is very strong, and therefore that's helped us build a strong aerospace business. In defense, we are essentially focused on what I would call the defensive aspects or transportation-related defense. And again, we've seen good success there in terms of delivering armored vehicles and ALSVs for the defense fraternity. And as we go forward, as the government has requirements on the transportation side of defense, we're very well poised to address it.
Right. Finally, sir, the government's also giving a lot of thrust on electronics manufacturing, chip manufacturing. Any new frontier technology or manufacturing that you're particularly excited about that you will look at foraying in?
So far, we have maintained that we're going to focus on our current businesses and look at exponential growth there. At a point in time when we feel that, we are in very good shape on all of those businesses, at that point, we may look at one new area, but we're very particular about where we play. Our approach is do less, but whatever we do it really well.
Will we see a Mahindra LLM at some point? AI, your plans to be?
We already have a lot of work done in AI within the group right now. Tech Mahindra is leading that. We've got multiple industries that are starting to look at use cases in AI. And we've built our own engine that looks at various global engines, takes the best out of them, but keeps the data secure for Mahindra. And that's a path that we will look at taking forward further.
So 2024 will be a year of growth, investment, consolidation. What's it going to be?
It is going to be a year of continuing to take bold aspirations and continuing to deliver on our commitments.
On that note, thank you very much for talking to us. Thank you.